Sometimes people wonder why Gen Xers are feral. I was like 10 years old and we were at my aunt's house. She lived in an apartment complex and she had an in ground pool. So I was pumped. She left something in her car. So I was like, I'll go get it. And I ran across the parking lot and I fell and I like jammed my wrist into the pavement. I said to my dad, I was like, fell and it really like hurt my wrist. And my mother had hurt her neck at the time and she was going to physical therapy. And he was like, get in the water and move it around. It'll be fine. Do it like Ma does it at physical therapy. You'll be fine. I was like, okay. And I got in the water and I was like, this really hurts a lot. It's like really painful. And he's like, you'll be fine. And I told my mom and she's like, oh, you'll be fine. You know what? You have a physical in a few days. We'll get it checked then. All right. So they kept telling me I was fine. So I kept trying to do kid stuff. I was definitely on a monkey bar with this very hurt arm. We get to the physical and as like an afterthought, my mother went, oh yeah, you know what? She fell the other day. Can you check out her wrist? I don't know. She hurt it or something. And so they took an x-ray and they came back and they were like, yeah, it's broken and she's going to need a cast from her knuckles to her shoulder. My mother was like, what? They're like, it's broken. No one paid attention to us. This is why we're all feral and a little crazy.
Bruh, it ain't just Gen X. It's Gen Y too. It's Gen Y too, cause what the I was just talking about that. Tell me why a year ago? Last year. I did something. I was intoxicated. I was under the influence. And I was stretching and somehow my whole body shift. Like it shift. And I run to my mom. I'm like, Mom, I need to figure it out. I somehow popped my whole left side out of place. And she was like, are you high? And I was just like, it does not matter, Mom. I have popped my whole body out of place. Mom, please help me. And she was just like, you're fine. I'm mad you came in here with this foolishness. You need to stop them drugs. Say no to drugs. And I was just like, Mom, my whole body. If you know me now, you know it's still off track. I actually did do so. I don't know what I did. I have no idea what I did. I literally somehow rearranged my body. I had to go to the chiropractor. My whole back was hurting. Like days after, I'm just like, Mom, for real, something's wrong. She's like, you want to go to the hospital? That's how my mom got me out of doing stuff. Like all growing up, got me out of like, oh, it don't really hurt. You don't want to go to the hospital. No, I don't want to go to the hospital because our hospital has a reputation and I don't want to go there. And knowing if I go there, I'm going to be there for weeks. like the last time I went to the hospital, that hospital, I had sprung my knee at a basketball tryouts. I had hurt it really bad. I sprung it. I didn't break it or sprain it or twist it or anything. I sprung it and I had problems with that knee for the longest of time. Sprung it, went to the hospital. And you know, tryouts are after school, so it's like nighttime. Went to the hospital and we were there for days, honey. We was there for a whole day. And it was just a sprained knee. You had people coming and their ear is off. Like they're holding their ear. They're bleeding. You had people in the waiting room with gunshot wounds. You're like, we're all just waiting here. My little sprained knee is not important, more important than this person who's holding his ear in his hand. Like literally, it was, don't go to our hospital. There's a whole saying, do not go to that hospital. No, if you're in labor, you better hold that baby in until you get to the other hospital. You don't go to that hospital at all. I was not born at that hospital. We literally drove I guess I was there. We drove cities away. For my mom to give labor because she was like, we're not going to that hospital. You do not go. So that's how my mom scared me out of going to the hospital a lot. And that's with this situation. You want to go to the hospital? No, I was just in pain. And my mom, after a few days, she was just like, you're breathing. It sounds different. And I'm just like, and she keep on noticing things about me. And I'm just like, well, I told you what happened. No one's taking me seriously. No one's listening to me. So I had to go to the chiropractor and everything. It's still not exactly where it needs to be. But what had happened was back then, and still now, I work out a lot. But back then, I didn't stretch. I stretch now, not as much as I should. But back then, I didn't stretch at all. Like I would work out and then lay down. Like, work out, take a shower, right there, lay down. Like, no stretching at all. And my body got really tense, especially on my dominant side. Comment below what side is your dominant side. On my dominant sides, they got real tense, so it threw my whole body off. And my other side of my body was just like, okay, well, since you ain't gonna use these muscles, we just gonna relax. And that's how it is. I'm just trying to get my body back together. But yes, friend, our parents don't take us seriously when we do stuff. And it's not just Gen X, it's Gen Y. It's Gen Y too. Our parents did take us seriously, especially as a kid. I was always doing stuff. I remember when I was in gym class and there was this guy, and I think this guy, we was in gym class and we literally were playing, I think we were playing dodgeball, and we literally collide head together, collided, bam, so much that it knocked me out. He was fine, but it knocked me out. And I was just like, I had this swollen big butt knot right here in the middle of my forehead. That whole school year, that was when I was in elementary school, I was known as Dolphin. You think they took me to the hospital and get me checked out? No. I got a serious collision, full force. We were running full speed and knocked each other in the head. They didn't take me to the hospital because, you know, that reputation, like, we ain't going to that hospital. But mom was just like, oh, you'll be all right. But I had a knot on my head. You can still feel it right here, and was called Dolphin for the rest of that school year. I was low-key glad I did go to a different school, because they would probably still be calling me that now if I didn't go to a new school. But still, like, no, what's the doctor? We doctors, you can figure it out. Lay down. Take some aspirin. It'll be all right. You be all right.
I've just been prosecuted, girls, so we're going out drinking to celebrate, because I don't know what else to do. I can really tell that my youth is escaping me, because when I crashed my car when I was 17, I fled the scene of the accident and went to the nearest Wetherspoons. I didn't drink, thank God, but I went about my day, and the police came to college to find me and were like, you've committed a crime. I'm sorry, I'm just a wee boy, and he let me get away with it. Anyway, the tax on my car ran out, and I left it on my friend's driveway, because you're not allowed to clamp cars on driveways, so I thought. Anyway, they clamped me, I paid the fine, and then while I was working, my mum rang me and said, hey, you're going to go to jail. A letter had come through from the magistrates to me to go to court or pay a fine. I thought, I'm going to write a letter. I wrote a letter and they reduced my £1,000 fine to £400. The only other time I've ever been slightly in trouble with the law was when I was a teenager. We had a house party in an abandoned house in a place called Haverthorne. Picture Project X, but full of Welsh children. The police came to the house, got us all, and were like, you're all in so much shit. And the owner of the house was some rich man who didn't care and said, boys will be boys, and let us all go. He fled and ran away, hid underneath the Range Rover, and then they said they were going to come to school to come find us, and they just never did. Nothing ever happened. So I sort of expect the same thing to happen in my adult life when incidents occur, but no, I'm £400 down. I've only ever had to ring 999 for someone once in my life, and it was when I worked at the resort for rich people. Someone had passed away and I had this lovely manager. She was amazing, but never calm in a crisis. I got a phone call of someone saying, hi, someone's passed away, will you please ring an ambulance? I said, yeah, no worries, hope you're okay. And then while the world carried on, I Teams chatted the manager. In corporate settings, you don't speak to people anymore. You just send a fucking Teams chat. He's dead. While I was serving these people, she flies out the door, and he's died! And sees the family there. She also sewed together my trousers about 3 times in the 4 months that I worked there, because I have a huge ass. When I worked at this job, my mother found one of my adult items, and she found it because my dog grabbed it and ran downstairs with it. I was walking back from the canteen and I got the text message. I burst into tears. I got into the office. I was crawling on the floor at this point, crying. I told her and she wasn't calming the crisis. She laughed at me and said, I bet you're going to go home and it's stuck on the window. I was like, no, there's no suction cup on it. There was. I was telling one of my friends that story and they said the most shocking thing is that you'll say it on the internet. My own mother has seen it. Can't really get much worse than that. And to be honest, the trust between us is much better now because I feel like I can tell her anything. Absolutely anything. I've also just figured out that my favourite SPF mist is flammable and it's making me consider, should I really be putting that on my face? I'm sure it will look good for it anyway, kids. I know they say pretty hurts, but they didn't say pretty burns. I'm off now. I'm going to go enjoy the rest of that sun with a glass of San Pellegrino and some vodka in it.
Bruh, that was wild. So I know y'all be like, this bitch has a story for everything to relate to everyone. Bruh, I have lived a life. You remember I told you guys about how to get a girlfriend, stay mysterious? I have lived a life, honey. For real, I've been in trouble, almost in trouble with the law for a few things. For other reasons, like it wasn't for me, it wasn't me. First of all, that was flammable, honey. You stay fire. Your makeup, your sunscreen, your skin is fire, literally, honey. Y'all seen sunblock? what sunblock really looks like on you? Have you seen that? Look it up. Do your research. I don't use sunblock. I'll tan. You see my tan I got from mowing grass for 2 days? I don't know if y'all didn't notice that I was absent one of these days last week because, oh, baby girl, I was swollen shut. Just big puffy, couldn't see. This light was too much. My phone light was too much, just too much. Back to the story though. So in college, I've had the same incident. However, I wasn't driving the car. My mistake, my first girlfriend, my first real girlfriend in college was driving my car and the bitch can't drive. The bitch can't drive at all. She could not drive, bruh. Females can't drive. So me, because I can drive. My grandma can drive. My mama can drive. Only in forward, not reverse. But anyway, the girl always was hit stuff. With this incident, we was driving down the street and it was during a class change. It was like 3 o'clock. You know, you have like 6 o'clock class. You know, you have classes every hour, 50 minutes sometimes, It was during this class change. She was driving my car and she was driving and I was in the passenger seat and she just hits this car. And I was just like, and she was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Bitch, run! Like, what? And somebody, I don't know. I don't know why I said run. I don't know. Because that's just the thing you say when you're, us. Run, bitch, run! I was like, if you don't drive it, you ain't gonna get out and figure it out. You need to drive. You in my car that my mom is for. We gotta get out of here now. We was on campus. So, and it was during changeover, class changeover. So there was surveillance cameras because we're on campus. And then people recording because they're good Samaritans. I went to a school. So everyone was just, so we went away, going on with our day. Next thing I know, I'm getting a phone call from campus police to come to the police station on campus because we had a police station on campus because it was like our campus was the city. That's the whole city is our campus, the whole city. So I'm there and there's cops everywhere. And there's this cop and he's talking to me. He was like, did you hit a car today? And I was just like, no, I ain't hit a car. Because, deny. I didn't hit a car, which was the truth because I wasn't in the driver's seat. But this did not have a license. I was crazy in love. Love don't have you thinking. And also she lied. She told me that she had a license. It was nothing on. I find out later on that she doesn't have a license because she has DUIs and she has pending court cases. In fact, she's wanted. She's supposed to turn in her license and cannot renew her license because she has pending cases because of DUIs. Did not know this. This is all new to me. So we're at this police station and he's questioning me. And he's just like, basically trying to get me to confess. But I'm just like, no, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't admitting to anything. He was just like, well, we have video surveillance of your car. Is this not your car? Let me see your license. This is not, yeah, this is registered to you. We ran the plates. It's registered to you. You hit this car and you ran. And that's a crime. Hit and run is a crime. It's a serious crime. And I was just like, bruh. He was like, and they're going to court. Yeah, they want to take you to court. Bruh, I was just like, oh, this female. Thankfully, they dropped the case. That was just God right there. That was God working it out. And I returned the favor because maybe a year or two later, this college kid hit me in my back. And I was just like, you know what, it's okay. He was freaking out. He was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. My dad's going to kill me. And I was just like, bro, it's okay. And like, there's no damage to my car. We're good. That was just a return of favor because, bro, I'm so glad that case got dropped because, oh, I had papers, bro. I had papers. I was going to go to jail, bro. But I didn't lie. But it was still my car. And I did tell her to run. So, yeah, friend, I had that same experience, but I wasn't driving. I've had some experiences, bro. And we did do some crazy stuff. I remember one time, I don't know what we did because we was always doing something. I remember hiding under somebody's car. Remember this? Like, we was running from the cops and I was hiding under somebody's car. We was like, slide in the car. Bruh. My late teens and early 20s was wild, bruh. I was a wild child. It was just the people I hung out with because you have those cousins those cousins on your dad's side and those cousins on your mom's side, the cousins on my dad's side lived in my city. So we was always in some mess, bruh. Always in some mess. It's all about the people you're around. My friend, I'm glad you got away with stuff. And I hope you get off of what you got going on now. I've had to go to license school, like, you know, where you go to get stuff expunged off your credit. You go to a class and they do all the traffic stuff. I did that class, but I actually did not get it expunged off my credit because here in North Carolina, you only have one time you can get something expunged off your credit. And I was just, at that age in college, I was like, I'm going to do something worse. I'm going to do something worse. Who thinks this, bruh? A toxic person. I was just like, I'm gonna do something worse, and I'm gonna need this one escape jail card. One of them, one day in the future, and I will never need that in the future. We are settled down. Like, we're chilling. This is my last year to turn up, like, do dumb decisions, make mistakes. Like, this is it. We thinking about stuff. We thinking about stuff now, because I've gotten away with a lot of stuff, bruh. That was just guy right there keeping me safe, bruh, because bruh. Because back in the day, how our parents was like, you want to get it all out your system while you're young. Because once you become an adult, you're going to jail. Like, sorry. So it was just like, get it out your system now, you know? So, yeah. I'm glad I got it out my system back then, because I was doing some silly things.
All right, bro, I'm gonna go.
Okay, babe. Have fun.
Yep, it's gonna be pretty late, so like don't wait up or anything.
Oh, okay. Well, just be safe.
You're not gonna threaten me to stay. You're not gonna ask for my location.
I trust you.
So when did you stop loving me? When did you stop caring?
Bruh, it be like that. What's a healthy relationship? It's different. When you're so used to toxic, it's like healthy. It's just like, well, are you sure? You sure? I don't even have a lock on my phone. You want to check my phone? You sure you don't? I promise you I'm not doing anything. Oh, I trust you. Really? Really, Biss? You do? Like, it's like four. Like, what is this? When you're not used to, when you date somebody who's healthy and mature, you know, good for you, it's weird. It's weird. You gotta adapt to it. I can't say I've ever been there with somebody who's healthy and not toxic. Ooh, I got a problem. That's why I'm single now. But no, I feel like once, you know, if I decide to get in another relationship, I'm definitely gonna do a vetting process. Definitely. I'm gonna catch all them red flags, because, you know, we Virgos, we catch them quick. We quite be like, I know I'm not gonna be able to deal with this. I'm not. The way you do this, the way you do that, are you listening? Like, you know, it's gonna be a very tough vetting process to get through to me, because it has to be healthy. I don't want nothing toxic. I don't want it to be a job. Like, I done worked on myself to be better. I don't want to waste it. I don't want to waste it on somebody who's gonna bring me back to that level. Like, no, we're gonna go up and beyond, bro. So yeah, friend, I'm excited to feel that. Like, ooh, this is new. This is nice. I like this. Subscribe.